So I wrote a poem about Jesus. Right. I was hanging out with Jesus the other day, drinking grape soda on his balcony. We watched the sun go down beyond Los Angeles. I had hoped for wine. He said I should have brought some. We talked a lot. I asked him what it was like to die. He said it was his favorite out of all of his dad's art projects. Death is so quick compared to life because it is that awesome. I asked Jesus what he liked about today, and it took him too long to respond, so I dozed off and dreamt of 4 men on Shetland ponies riding around breaking windows. They were the 4 dwarves of the apocalypse. They burned down miniature golf courses and stabbed people below the waist. Jesus woke me up and presented me with an omelet, which was delicious! As any evening breakfast would be when made by the Son of God. I told him that he seemed like the cool older brother I never had. He thought that was awesome and asked me to stop masturbating so much. I told him that every day I feel a certain sense of unexplainable loneliness. He said it was because I spend too much time alone. I pondered that for a moment while he offered me hash browns. His apartment was decorated with film posters that told his story in some way. Last Temptation of Christ, Jesus Christ Superstar, and Repo Man. One of the posters was signed by the actor Willem Dafoe. He spoke well of Willem Dafoe, like they were buddies, but Jesus doesn't own a DVD player, so I'm assuming he's never actually seen any of his films. Over the time, I got the feeling that the human part of him wants to be forgotten, and the heavenly side is anxious to introduce everyone to his dad. I asked him why he moved to LA. He said that it was the hidden beauty, that having to search for the good meant that when it was found, it had to be authentic. He also pointed out that LA is one of the few places a man dressed like him in public can still go unnoticed. We watched Mexican television. He interpreted all the game shows and soap operas. It stayed warm well into the night, so I slept on the balcony while Jesus wandered the streets looking for lost souls. In the morning, he woke me to another omelet, this time wrapped in a big flour tortilla. I wasn't hungry, so he wrapped it and put it in a bag. Then he asked me to shave his head. I felt really uncomfortable. He said, "Don't worry, my strength comes from somewhere else." He just wanted to fit in with the rest of us. So I shaved his head and waddled home. Later that afternoon, I noticed one of his hairs stuck to my collar. If I had a girlfriend and she found it before me, she might wonder who it came from, but I know she can't, so she won't. I pulled out the breakfast burrito and birthed it from its aluminum foil. I noticed a face burned into the tortilla. A surprising miracle for me to enjoy. He knew I wouldn't share it with anyone else, but it did make me wonder how often Jesus promotes himself with food items. I ate my holy burrito neck first and smiled once I realized that it was actually the face of Willem Dafoe. Thank you.